Yo, what's going on, y'all? My name is Alex, and the defending champs are officially eliminated from the playoffs. I had originally predicted the Golden State Warriors and the Lakers the matchup in the second round, and I believe the Warriors would have came out of this series winning in 7 games. Well, not only did the Lakers win, but they did so in a pretty convincing fashion, winning in 6 games where 2 of their 4 wins were blowouts. So I wanted to discuss why the Warriors struggled more than I and many probably assumed, and how the Lakers were able to take advantage of the Warriors. Before we start though, if you do end up enjoying this video, make sure to like and sub. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs by the end of the year, so it means a lot. Anyways, let's get started. First off, I think we need to discuss just how much the Warriors struggled in the paint against the Lakers, and it has to do with just how elite Anthony Davis has been on the defensive end. Comparing the Warriors' efficiency around the basket and the paint, you can see a huge difference between what the Warriors were able to do in the regular season compared to what they did in the second round, and it made it especially difficult for the Warriors to score the ball. However, the Warriors are a great 3-point shooting team, as we are all aware, so that should have been able to help them score since things were tough in the paint. Well, the Warriors also struggled shooting the ball as well. In the regular season, they shot almost 39% from 3, but it went down to 35% against the Lakers. A big factor in this dip is Klay Thompson, who in the last 4 games of the series only scored 10 points per game on 25% from the field and 27% from 3. Jordan Poole also has to be held responsible because he wasn't any better. Outside of game 1 where he actually looked like himself, the last 5 games saw him averaging 5 points per game on 30% from the field and not even 1% from 3. You heard me right. He shot 0.5% from 3. Even Curry is to blame for the poor 3-point shooting percentages because in the last 3 games, he shot 39 threes and only made 25% of them. This in part, again, has to do with the Lakers defense that was anchored by Anthony Davis, and it's surprising because AD was actually playing in a drop coverage early in some of these games, then actually coming up closer to screens later in the game to throw off what the Warriors were doing pretty much the entire time, which sounds like a dangerous game to play. Why would you wait to play drop coverage against Curry and Klay? Because that would allow them to heat up and possibly blow the Lakers out, which is what happened in game 2, but because AD is so great defensively, he's able to step out, contest, or run the Warriors off the 3-point line, and if he gets blown by, he can recover and stop any buckets around the paint. AD has just been such a problem for the Warriors that they've had to try to do different things with their starting lineup that consists of either Gary Payton II or JaMychal Green replacing Looney so that they can try and get AD out of the paint and be more involved in pick and roll, because if Looney is on the court with a non-shooter like Draymond Green, AD virtually ignores both of them to stay closer to the paint, and so far, again, outside of game 2, these lineup changes have not stopped AD from being great defensively around the paint. What has also stopped the Warriors from winning games is that the Lakers have just been meticulous and constantly attacking the basket. The Warriors don't have anyone who has been able to remotely slow down AD at all, and it's made it easy for him to score under the basket and get to the line. And the same goes with everyone else on this Lakers team. As a team, the Lakers have shot a total of 160 free throws in this series compared to the Warriors, who only shot 80. And looking at the percentages around the basket and even the mid-range, the Lakers have by far been better. You would think Looney and Draymond would be able to slow down AD, but again, the spacing when the two of them are on the court is just not good, even with Curry and Klay. And when you take one of them out, it just makes things a lot easier for AD and even other Lakers players to get buckets in the paint due to the lack of size. Going into this series, I knew that the Lakers' size in general, not just because of AD, but also with LeBron and Vanderbilt, all those guys, I knew size was going to be a problem for the Warriors. Anthony Davis is not Sabonis, and LeBron James is not De'Aaron Fox. So this was definitely going to be taking a more collective effort rather than Looney kind of just dominating the boards in the paint. But even with that being said, AD has just been phenomenal in this entire series, and so has LeBron and D'Angelo Russell. Both of those guys have also been pretty good around the rim and the paint area as well, being able to dissect the defense and cut in to either, get a layup or pass it out to a corner shooter. And that dominance in the paint I knew was going to lead to a bigger free throw discrepancy in favor of the Lakers, but I figured that the Warriors were going to be very good from 3, and that even with the Lakers winning the free throw battle, I just didn't think they'd be able to come close to the Warriors in the 3-point battle. and that just wasn't the case. And what's so upsetting, especially for you Warriors fans out there, is that even though you did get blown out in 2 of those games that you lost, the other 2 were decided in single digits. So if the depth on your team had actually shown up, hey, maybe you end up winning the series because of that. Again, I have to critique Jordan Poole because he was virtually unplayable as the series went along. He had seemingly forgot how to shoot, as we discussed earlier, and on top of that, he couldn't finish around the rim, he was unengaged on the defensive end, and even when he was engaged on that end, he just got blown by, and in general, he just made some very costly turnovers, whether it's a tough pass that didn't have a shot at making it to a teammate, or shooting a bad shot. There's a reason why he saw a 10-minute decrease in playing time from the regular season to this Lakers series, and he's not the only guy on the Warriors making silly mistakes. To be honest, the whole team has made plenty of mistakes throughout this entire series, and it's ultimately why they lost all these close games as well. Too many times the Warriors would take the ball right into the paint and seemingly be scared of Anthony Davis because he was probably going to block the shot, and it led to a lot of indecisiveness, which again turns into turnovers, and they also committed way too many fouls, committing a total of 139 fouls in 6 games, which would give them an average of 23 fouls a game compared to the Lakers where they only fouled 16 times a game. Ultimately, this series to me just came down to mental toughness and resilience. The Lakers never ever in this series shied away from their game plan. Attack the basket, get good looks at the rim, draw a foul, make some mid-range shots, hit the timely 3, and play some of the best defense that we've seen in the playoffs in a couple of years or so. And while that was happening, the Warriors were making adjustments to their starting lineup to try to halt the Lakers from being so dominant, which is fine. I think you do need to make those adjustments, but they were doing it without trying to fix their internal struggles of turning the ball over all the time, and also just not being disciplined on the defensive end and always constantly fouling. And this is what ended an amazing run the Warriors had been on in the Western Conference. Well, those are my thoughts on the Lakers and Warriors series. Let me know down below what y'all think. If you enjoyed, again, make sure to like and sub. Check out my socials down below in the description, and you can also check out this video somewhere on the screen where I react to the All-NBA teams and the All-Defensive teams, and I kind of go over what I agreed with and what I didn't agree with, and maybe give some ideas on how we can fix it outside of the rule changes that are going to be happening because of the new CBA deal. Anyways, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.